Overreaction from O-A-K-L-A to L-V. I'm a Raider.
Raider Nation, what is going on? Overreaction Monday is presented by Panda Supps, and I want to give a special shout out to Panda Supps because the guys that own this company, they are huge Raider fans and they know what's going on. If you guys want to get the best workout supplements on the market, use code FPG for Fire Paul Guenther. That's going to get you 45% off. All you got to do, pandasupps.com. Use code FPG. 45% off everything on the store. All right, let's get into today's show, man. And before we do, though, I do want to say thank you to everyone that has subscribed to the Las Vegas Raiders Report. We crossed 60,000 subs during our watch party last night, and I don't tell y'all thank you enough. We do this show for the nation. We make it so y'all can get your voice heard. And if you want to get your voice heard, type Raider Nation for Life right now in the comments section. So Overreaction Monday is a very popular term when a team either wins big or loses that, guess what? We get a little bit fiery. We get a little bit hot takey. These segments have been a very popular segment here at the Las Vegas Raiders Report, and we're starting the show off with Is it time to fire Paul Guenther? I am giving this one 4 chalky heads. Believe it, baby. It is amazing how just you go from week 5, everyone's super high and excited, and then you go into the bye week, and then week 7 happens, and then, yes, it is full-fledged fire Paul Guenther all over Twitter, all over Instagram. But it's not just this season. But I am going to start with this season first off, right? Points allowed. The Panthers, 30. Week 2 versus Saints. So far, that's been your best defensive game, 24. Week 3 at New England, 36. Week 4 against the Bills, 30. The Chiefs, 32. Buccaneers, 45. The defense isn't getting better. It continues to get worse. And if you had 2 weeks to prepare for Tom Brady and the Buccaneers, and that's what you did, you gave up 21 points unanswered in the fourth quarter, that's what you did? And what happens if it would have been 1 week of preparation? Tom Brady might have put up 60 points on you. But it's not just this season. Like, that's not why Raider fans are frustrated. Since Guenther has taken over this defense in 2018, the Raiders rank dead last in points per game, allowing 28.5, ranked dead last in sacks, 52, and takeaways with 35. Last time I checked, that's not very good. So let me know here in the comments section. I imagine every single person is either going to type FPG or type F for fire. Should the Raiders fire Paul Guenther? I am going to say yes, obviously. It's why I gave it 4 Chucky heads. I put this poll up on Twitter. 93% of the votes came in fire. Put it up on the community tab here at the Las Vegas Raiders Board. Guess what? Again, over 90% are saying fire. So what I want every single person to do right now is share this video on Twitter and at the Raiders. Make sure that it happens today, because if it does happen today, I'm going to be going live. We're going to be talking about why the Raiders did the right thing and fired Guenther. So how do you share it on Twitter? Click the share button. It's right underneath the video. It literally looks like that little arrow right there. Click the Twitter icon. Click tweet. If you want to at me too, I'll share it as well. At MitchellRens365. Let's say you don't have Twitter. I know you probably have Facebook, right? Do the exact same thing. Click the share button underneath the video. Facebook icon at the Raiders. Let's get this done today. Let's make sure the Raiders know that the nation wants Paul Guenther fired. So let's say they do fire Paul Guenther. What happens next? Does that mean Rod Marinelli is going to be the next defensive coordinator of this team? I wanted to be able to give it 4 Chucky heads, and I am still a believer that, yes, it is probably going to be Marinelli. However, I am going to give this one only 3 Chucky heads. I do still think it's pretty likely. I'd probably say it's 95% chance likely going to happen. But for me, the only way that it wouldn't is if a guy like Wade Phillips figured out a way to call Gruden and said, hey, I want to be a DC, or you see some other names being floated out there. For some reason, y'all really want Dan Quinn, and I understand he's more of a defensive mind, but I don't know if I'm going to go for that. I am a little bit upset that the Raiders ended up moving on from Buckner, because the Raiders' defensive line under Buckner, I at least saw some improvement. The only reason why, again, I couldn't give it 4 chalky heads is because the defensive line has taken a step back. It was better underneath Bucker. In 2018, you had 13, dead last. 2019, sure, you get 32, it's only 25th best, but I mean, that is a significant jump. And now this year, you're back to 30th with only 7. Max Crosby's got 4, and besides him, there's not a lot of pressure. Yes, Cleveland's getting after the QB, but I want some sacks as well, right? So this is one of those where I want them to get better, and I want Marinelli to show that he could do it, But first, you got to fire Paul Guenther. So should Vegas make Marinelli the DC? Why for yes and for no? I've been saying for a long time that, yes, I believe this is the move that the team is going to end up making. It's why Gruden decided to bring in Marinelli, a coach that he had on his 2002 Bucs team, assistant head coach. He's got a lot of confidence in him. One of the reasons why they decided to move on from Buckner was in case Paul Guenther didn't work out. Guess what? Gruden had confidence in Marinelli to be able to take over the defense. He didn't have confidence in Buckner. Now, the theme of today's show, man, if you haven't guessed it, it is Fire Paul Guenther season. So I made this t-shirt for y'all. It comes in white. It comes in gray. It comes in dark gray. If you want to get a Fire Paul Guenther shirt, chatsports.com/FPG. FPG stands for Fire Paul Guenther. We got Panda Subs hooking us up with promos on FPG, and here at Chat Sports, we're doing the same thing. I want Paul Guenther fired. Chatsports.com/FPG. I'll put that link. It'll be available for y'all in the description and in the comments. Next story here, probably the next big overreaction. Is this loss, the Week 7 loss, wholly on Trent Brown? I'm going to give it only 2 Chucky heads, and people are talking, and you can't put the entire thing on Trent. Because even though, did he play? No. Did he hurt our team? Absolutely. You can't put it on him because I'll still say it is a team effort and it is a team ultimately. And yes, you can put a lot of blame also on the defense, obviously. However, without Trent Brown, Derek Carr was under duress the entire day. I mean, the Bucs have a great defense. They have one of the best linebacking groups, and I mean, Devin White absolutely whooped us. But not only was Derek Carr under duress, Josh Jacobs had no holes whatsoever. I mean, he would get the ball. He'd have to make 6 guys miss just to get back to the line of scrimmage. You can see the numbers here. But obviously, with the loss of Brown, Colton Miller, Denzel Good, Rodney Hudson, Gabe Jackson were unable to practice the entire week. There was reports that they were fresh. I'm sorry, they weren't fresh. And in football, you need as many reps as possible. Sam Young, he went down with an injury, which then forced the Raiders to put Brandon Parker at right tackle. As soon as that happened, oh my Lord, I don't know if you're religious, but I started just praying to Mary, I started praying to Joseph, anyone possible, because Derek was getting ripped. And speaking of Derek, this is what he had to say after the game. And Carr's not normally the QB that's going to call people out, and he doesn't really. But I mean, read between the lines here. With what we had to go through this week, we kept our heads up, not pointing fingers. We're on to the next game. He also said this, very proud of the offensive line, the starters and the backups. This week was unlike anything we've ever seen. Football is a game that needs to be practiced. You are 100% right. And another player that couldn't play was Jonathan Abram. Now, I don't know why Trent Brown and Jonathan Abram were out shopping for shoes on Tuesday. Hope they were worth it. But at the end of the day, yes, you need to end up playing. And this is also something that came across the newswire yesterday on Sunday. The Raiders, they're going to get fined another $350,000 for basically, breaking COVID-19 protocol for a second time. What happened was Trent Brown, he didn't wear his tracking device. Yes, NFL players must wear their tracking devices. It lets the NFL know who, just in case if a guy gets it, which Trent Brown did, who he was close in contact with. This is why Jonathan Abram wasn't able to play. Now, the other report was that they could potentially lose a draft pick. I don't see that happening, but bottom line is this. You need to take this crap a little bit more seriously. Trent Brown, Raiders, I'm looking at y'all. Now, I'm curious here, because I know a lot of people were like, yes, this loss was on Trent Brown, but I still can't put it on just one person. It's still a team effort. But if you do want to put it on Brown, let me know. If you want to put it on somebody else like Paul Guenther, believe me, I know I'm going to get a lot of those. Who do you want to blame for the Week 7 loss? I'm burning up inside with all this anger after this game. But I'm also burning up because I'm on some fat burner here from Panda Subs. Why should you go out and get fat burner? Quarantine bod, it's a real thing. Dad bod, it's a real thing. If you're looking to lose a quick 5-10 pounds the next week or two, I guarantee you these products work. Go to pandasubs.com, use code FPG. It's going to be able to get you 45% off. Also a product that I want everyone to try, Nootropics. It's going to wake you up. Raiders, wake up. Fire Paul Guenther. If you went into work on Monday a little bit sluggish because you were up late, tweeting, maybe you're on Instagram and you were just venting your anger. Not going to mention names, but yeah, I was definitely one of those. And you're just tired and you don't like coffee. Nootropics will wake your booty up. Pandasubs.com. Use code FPG. 45% off. I promise y'all, you will absolutely love these products. The link is available in the chat. If you have any questions about the products, hit me up at MitchellRens365. I use them every single day. Let's go to a wide receiver in a position now. Nelson Agholor, is he the new wide receiver one for the team? I'm going to give it only one Chucky head. I'm going to say a small shred of truth, but we are definitely trending in that direction. When you watch the game, not just this week, go back to week 5. Agholor has been Derek Carr's first read. Him or Waller. That's the first read. Then it's Hunter Renfrow. Then it's Henry Ruggs. That's a problem. Yes, he had the team-high 9 targets in week 7, tied there with Darren Waller. But Agholor with 107 yards, Darren Waller with 50 yards and a touchdown. Hunter Renfrow, 4 catches, 42 yards. And then there's Henry Ruggs, the receiver that you drafted in the first round. Now, sure, he's making an impact in other ways, but I want the ball in Ruggs' hands. 2 catches for 35 yards. For a guy coming into the game averaging 29.5 yards per catch, he needs to be involved a little bit more. Now, Nelly's been phenomenal. I mean, he has been spectacular. He's been the best pickup that this team's made in free agency, like, probably the last 2 years, honestly. But I do want to know, who is the Raiders' wide receiver one? If you think it's Nelson Agholor, type 15. If you think it's Henry Ruggs, I want you to type 11. If you think it's Hunter Renfrow, type 13. The reason why I'm going to say it still needs to be Henry Ruggs is even though he had only 3 targets, that's not going to get it done. I absolutely love Nelson Agholor and what he's been able to do for this offense. But Greg Olsen, Derek Carr, you need to get Henry Ruggs the ball more. Draw up some plays. Whatever it takes to make it, to get him the ball instead of throwing a 6-out route to Jason Witten that goes nowhere. Find ways to get the ball in Henry Ruggs' hands. Do it. Last thing that we're going to talk about here is it time to sign or trade for someone? This one is an easy answer. This is 4 Chucky heads. Believe it, baby. The Raiders need to make a move. And it's not on offense. I will still say that I don't think the offense is the issue. The Bucs had a great defense. The offensive line didn't practice all week. But for the defense, you need to do something. I mean, we've seen this now of basically a 38-game sample size of Paul Guenther. Your first move should be getting rid of him. But also, this is what Jon Gruden had to say on the lack of pass rush after week 7. As soon as this press conference is over, if we're going to rush 4, we have to do a lot better job than what we did today. And you are 100% right. Tom Brady had all day to throw. And I don't want to just point the finger. However, you know, you have Cleveland, who I thought played okay. Malik Collins has been a joke this year. Jonathan Hankins didn't have a good game. Max Crosby, he's a good player, but when a team schemes for him, he really struggles. That's exactly what happened this past week. Arden Key, Mo Hurst, Carl Nassib no-shows. Speaking of no-shows, David Irving. I don't understand why you promote David Irving off your practice squad to then make him inactive. Remember, if you do this, you can only do this twice the entire season. So either you put him on your final roster, or honestly, you get him in the game. Because if I'm Irving, I'm going to be a little bit frustrated. I wanted to see David Irving play. And if you are going to continue to only bring 4, you better figure it out. Because when you bring in 4, quarterbacks have all day to make a throw. That's not going to get it done. I better see Irving in the lineup week 8. So what I want you guys to do right now is name a player that the Raiders should go out and trade for. And about 20 seconds from now, I'm going to give you a guy that I want them to go out and get. But before I do, go down in the comments section. Let me know a player that the Las Vegas Raiders need to go out and trade for. For me, it's Carlos Dunlap. And when I think about bang for my buck right now, I can go out and get a defensive player. Yes, I understand he's a Bengal guy. He knows Paul Guenther, all these things. And people are like, Mitch, why do we bring in Bengals guys? Well, the biggest reason was always Guenther. The reason why it's Carlos Dunlap now, last season, he had 9 sacks. For some reason, the Bengals aren't playing him. He played in only 12 snaps, and he has made it very well known. He wants the heck out of Cincinnati. For a guy that honestly coming into the season, I probably would have said it's probably going to cost you a second, maybe a 3rd-round pick. He is over the age of 30. Go out and get Dunlap right now because he is continuing to kill his his trade value. Maybe a 4th, 5th-round pick would be enough to go out and get Carlos Dunlap.